Alright YouTube, so today I wanted to look at this article from PlayStation.com about the 11 things we learned about Final Fantasy VII Remake from Gamescom 2019. I wanted to talk about it yesterday, but obviously we did the concept art video instead. And I wasn't sure if I even wanted to talk about it because not everything on this list is even new. Like, for example, one of the entries is Cloud having the two different modes, Operator Mode and Punisher Mode, but that's not even new information. That's something we talked about around E3 time. I believe I found the information from Maximilian Dude's video where he kind of recapped the demo. But oddly enough, this article was actually trending on Reddit yesterday, which I found, again, kind of odd because the information's not exactly new, but it's similar to the concept art video we did yesterday. Like, some people were commenting on that video saying that they've seen these images before, so they're not exactly brand new, but they're new to me and they're new to a lot of people, and this information in this article could be new to some people out there, which is maybe why it was trending. Quick side note, going on to Reddit to show you that the article was trending yesterday, I seen that somebody actually shared yesterday's video, which is awesome. So quick shout out to Among the Ruins 88, because I don't know how often people share my videos and stuff on Reddit. I don't really take advantage of that social media. It's a fantastic platform that I should be using, but I just really don't ever. So let's just hop right into this. The interplay between Cloud and Barret is glorious. The original's opening mission established the fractious relationship between Barret, leader of the Avalanche Resistance Group, and Cloud, a former soldier and now Avalanche's merc for hire via a few lines of dialogue. Remake expands on that friction, making for numerous compelling cutscenes which emphasize Barret's distrust in his former Shinra employee. The exchanges are also surprisingly funny, with Cloud's cold disinterest playing off Barret's bristling anger perfectly. It's a double act we're eager to see more of. So right out the gate, the very first intro in this list is something that's not brand new to Gamescom. For starters, the demo at Gamescom is the exact same demo from E3, so there's nothing new there, but also Barret not trusting Cloud and Cloud not caring about saving the planet is something that's established in the original game, so it's not even new to the remake. But obviously with this being a remake, there's going to be voice lines and a lot more dialogue for every segment of the story in the Midgar segment, so this will be expanded upon a lot. We've seen this, if you happen to have watched that 16-minute leaked demo footage, whenever they're going to blow up the reactor core, Barret actually hands Cloud the bomb and says, "Prove to me that you're the man Tifa says you are. Prove to me that you're one of us," which is him not trusting Cloud yet. And Cloud responds with, "I never said I was. I'm just here for the paycheck," which is great. I love the dynamic between these two. I love seeing that it's expanded. We've heard some of the banter back and forth if you watch some of the gameplay and the trailers and stuff. It sounds great, but again, nothing new to Gamescom. Avalanche is getting an overhaul as well. Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge round out Avalanche's troops during the bombing mission. They also get more dialogue and exchanges during the infiltration, helping flesh out their personalities. Side note, incidental dialogue pops up on the left of the screen if you happen to be out of earshot at the time. That's kind of new information. Even when chatter was at a minimum, facial expressions and body language on the new realistic character models spoke volumes. When it comes to Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge getting more character development and more screen time, that's pretty obvious given that this is a remake. They're going to probably give a lot more screen time to a lot of characters, but again, that's nothing that's new to Gamescom, which is kind of the whole point of this video. There are some new things we will talk about, but a majority of the things on this list are not brand new as a result of Gamescom, so that's why I'm kind of wanting to talk about it, because it's a little misleading. But dialogue popping up on the side of the screen if you're out of earshot of that character talking is something that's new to me. I have not heard that before. You'll experience unseen moments in the mission for the first time. Remake's embellishment of the original take isn't restricted to story. During his presentation, Kitase-san explained how certain sequences of Avalanche's mission were implied rather than shown in the original. Those moments, such as the group cutting through a fenced-off area during the infiltration, are now included. It gives more substance to both the mission and adds detail to the city's layout. This is actually something I really enjoy. We're going to get the full scope of them having to raid the mock reactor, like cutting through fences, as they say. There'll probably be things that are expanded, like the section where like Jesse and Biggs are like hacking through the gates or whatever to get to the elevator. It's probably going to be expanded to at least a handful of seconds compared to the original game, which was like maybe a second at most. And we've actually already seen them hacking through one of the gates in the original gameplay trailer from 2015. Yesterday when we were looking at the concept art, there's actually one for the reactor control room, which was an area that did not exist in the original game, so maybe part of the bombing mission run, we'll have to go to the control room to like hack a terminal to unlock an area or something like that, just kind of extending the mission. Midgar looks and feels like a living, breathing city. Midgar's PS4 makeover is something to behold, be it jaw-dropping vistas like the sprawling, towering cityscape reflected in a train platform window, or the small stuff, such as the bright yellow hazard tape marking out floored cabling and construction sites. The level of detail is stunning. Every exposed brick and piece of scaffolding tells of the city's history. Now, obviously, I am in agreement with what they're saying. I think Midgar looks fantastic, so much better than I could have possibly imagined, but this has nothing to do with Gamescom. All they had at Gamescom was the floor demo, which has nothing to do with Midgar. You're just inside the mock reactor doing the Scorpion Sentinel boss fight. Even if this is maybe something that Kitase talked about during one of his Gamescom interviews, it's still something you could interpret from the trailers and gameplay that we've already seen. You can see how alive Midgar looks. This is how you PR in Midgar. Prior to our hands-on, we sit through a video primer, built specifically to familiarize us with the new combat mechanics. The decision to make this play out in-world is cute, especially as it allows us a glimpse at Shinra's marketing, with the company's video promo showcasing a Midgar with clean streets and blue skies, before it's taken over by Avalanche's hacker Jesse, who feeds you the tutorial while Shinra tries to shut down her hijack of their feed. So what they're talking about here is associated with the press demo. I've heard Maximilian Dude talk about it. He got to be a part of the press demo. The floor demo does not have this, but you're essentially watching like a Shinra commercial talking about how good Shinra is, clean streets of Midgar, blue skies above Midgar, which neither are true, of course, if you know anything about Midgar, and then Jesse hacks into their feed, and that's how the tutorial kind of begins. I'm really hoping if and when they release a public demo for this game, this is a part of it. Not all Mako reactors are built the same. One would assume uniformity in Shinra reactor interior design, given Midgar powered by the 8 stations of equal size and shape which ring the city. Not so, as one new nugget of world building is introduced in Remake. Responding to Barrett's exasperation and not knowing his way around, given it was one reason why he was hired by Avalanche, Cloud comments that every reactor has a different build. At least he's earning his pay with a strong sword arm. When it comes to this entry, it is kind of new information. When it came to the original game, we raided 2 different Mako reactors, Sector 1, Sector 5, and the layouts are pretty much the exact same, but we come into the second Mako reactor in a different way, so the layout feels different, but once you actually get inside the Mako reactor, it's literally the exact same screens. What this might mean is that the reactors in Final Fantasy VII Remake will have legitimately different layouts, and what I'm hoping for is that we can hit more than just 2 reactors in this game. I know it's part of the story for y'all to blow up the second Mako reactor and Cloud to fall down into Sector 5 into the church and meet Aerith, but hopefully throughout the story they actually add in us raiding other Mako reactors, because that'd be pretty fun. Cloud's got 2 versions of the standard slash. Attacking enemies with the square button speeds up your ATB charge meter. It's a race to fill your bar quickly to get access to your special abilities. But there's also a more powerful version of the standard sword attack, which grants a bigger boost to your ATB if it lands by holding the square button for a few seconds. So for me, this is new information. When it came to the E3 presentation, the English presenter says that every press of the square button is an attack with Cloud's sword.
For starters, each press of the square button is a swing of Cloud's Buster Sword.
So this implied at the time that we had to keep repeatedly hitting the square button to do attacks, but I did find out from a later source, I don't remember who, because we get information from all over the place when we make these videos, that you could actually hold down the square button to keep doing attacks, but I did know that there was a difference between the two. So according to this, when it comes to combat with Cloud, if you hold down the square button, it'll be a more powerful version of his normal combo, but it'll also fill up your gauge more. So I'm wondering if there's any negatives to this, like do you attack just a little bit slower or something? Because if just holding down the square button makes my gauge fill up more, but also I do more damage, it's like why would I not just always hold it? Why would I ever tap the button? And a unique ability that deals out more damage. On top of normal abilities and magic, every character has a unique ability selectable with triangle. With Cloud, for example, it switches him from Operator to Punisher mode, a more aggressive, more powerful attack style with a longer reach. The trade-off? You're much slower. And obviously this is what I was talking about near the beginning of the video. This is not new information. This is something we learned around E3 time. Unless the people who wrote this article or the person who wrote this article just completely missed this the first time they played the demo, this has been known for about 2.5 months now. And we only know of one other character ability right now. When it comes to Barrett, if you hit the triangle button, he does one big shot, possibly pun intended. I'm not entirely sure if it's like a replacement for his actual big shot limit break, but he does one single big shot instead of the continuous fire that he usually does. Really curious what the character abilities are going to be for Tifa and Aerith. Hopefully they show us soon. Cloud smash, Cloud get reward. Damn, I want to make a joke so bad. Yes, treasure chests remain, though they've been redesigned to keep more in line with Midgar's unique aesthetic, but there are also Shinra crates and barrels dotted around most areas. Reap a reward for such carelessness by smashing them with your Buster Sword. Most contain items. So this is actually something I touched on if you watch my breakdown of that 16-minute leaked demo footage. I said like it seemed like Cloud had smashed a box and that there was like a light orb or something on the ground, like something he'd gotten from destroying that box. Here's the confirmation of that. It's nice to know, man, you don't just get items from killing enemies or opening treasure chests, you can also destroy objects around the environment and get loot from it. Your materia is so shiny. In Final Fantasy VII, holes in clothing and weapons are a design decision, not a sign of poor craftsmanship. These slots allow you to equip materia, mystic stones that grant you magical abilities. Every type has a different color, and these are no longer relegated to a menu. You'll notice a prick of color on your character where the materia is placed. Look close enough and you'll see them glow with an inner light. Now, obviously, if you've been keeping up with anything related to Final Fantasy VII Remake, you already knew this. This was not anything that came out at Gamescom. We've known this since at least E3, maybe even before then. People might have noticed this in the State of Play teaser trailer. I don't actually remember where it first happened at, but people picked this out of the trailers before they ever even announced it. The glow of battle. As we said, it's the small touches that really hammer home the level of polish Square Enix is putting into Remake. Barrett's attacks are all long range and built around his gun arm. Hold square for continuous unloading of ordnance at whatever enemy is targeting. If you look closely at the tip of his gun barrel when you cease, you'll note an orange glow that'll diminish as his gun cools down. Obviously, this is a cool small detail, but it's one of those things that, like, it's not the biggest deal ever. Like, if it wasn't there, I wouldn't be asking for it, and I wouldn't even know it's not there. But it is cool to know that Square Enix is putting that level of detail into Final Fantasy VII Remake. If they're willing to make sure that Barrett's gun barrel actually heats up and then cools down after continuous fire, who knows what other levels of detail there's going to be. And there you have the article, all 11 things that we learned at Gamescom. Not even half of those were new. Like 3 to 5 of those were things that were probably new information for me. But if more than that was new information for you, then that's fantastic. At least this article is useful for something. Anyways, the video is getting kind of long. We don't often do videos that are over the 10-minute mark. We're usually in like the 4 to 6 minute range, so we're going to kind of wrap it up. So just, as always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and want to stay up to date with more Final Fantasy VII Remake content. Turn on my notifications. Follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid. And my Discord. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like